again, this is Robert Veach here. This is my video review of the Masterforce 21-inch 80-volt brushless cordless self-propelled lawnmower. This is the box that it gets delivered in. A little heavy, but it's not too bad. It's got some handles on there. Now this is identical to the Greenworks Pro 80-volt 21-inch brushless self-propelled lawnmower sold on Amazon. This is branded by Menards, but it's the same product. I verified that for the manufacturer. So I'll have links to that lawnmower on Amazon so you could purchase it directly. So I'm going to be taking this out of the box, showing you how to assemble it, and we're going to be testing this out completely. So the first thing you want to do is you want to put the battery on the charger, and you could hear it has a fan that comes on automatically, and it starts blinking green and it's charging. Typically it takes about an hour and a half to charge this large battery. This is 80 volts and it's got a huge amp hour, 5 amp hour. And if you look at the front of the battery while it's charging, it does have that display right there. When you take the battery off, you can hit that button there and it'll give you a status of the battery, letting you know how much energy is left in it. So here I wanted to show the underside of the whole lawnmower so you can see what it looks like. It has nice rubberized looking wheels on there, and then it has a very large oversized thick rubber cover that's going to prevent the grass from shooting towards you. There's those wheels. They got really nice tread on them. They feel rubberized really nice. There's the transmission that's going to drive the back wheels. Here is the motor hub itself. This is where the brushless motor is. You notice there's fan blades on there. Now I'm touching this blade because there's no battery in here. If you have the battery in there, you should never touch this blade for safety. But you can see it's got cogging in there because it's a very powerful brushless motor. And brushless motors I use many years. They're very reliable. They have high power. There's no brush contacts to worry about, and they just basically last forever. So the right side of the mower has the axle right there, and the height adjustment rod goes through. It allows you to adjust the height of all 4 wheels. We're going to be demonstrating that. The deck is all metal, corrosion resistant metal, and it seems very durable, just like my Honda lawnmower that this is replacing. So this is the way it comes out of the box. You have to assemble this piece right here. It was zip tied in place. We're going to show that. But I want to go over the specifications of this lawnmower. This has a brushless motor, as I mentioned. It has more torque, quiet operation, and long life because there's no contacts to wear out. This has up to 60-minute runtime with a fully charged battery. It's self-propelled, rear-wheel drive. You can adjust the stride. We're going to show that. It's got a durable 21-inch all-steel deck. 3-in-1 allows you to mulch, rear bag, or side discharge your grass. Single lever height adjustment also on here. Let me show you what else it came with. This is the bag that's going to attach on that allows you to collect your grass clippings. And then it comes with a side discharge port if you want to have the grass shooting on the side. If you don't use either one of these, then it's going to do the mulching function. Now if you lift up the back right here of the lawnmower, you can see it has that plug right there, and that's what you remove if you're going to be using that included bag on here. That's the back plug. So to install the side discharge door, it's really easy. There's a little handle right here you open up. Then you notice that there is a hinge line right there on the left and the right, and on the included side discharge you can see it has the 2 sections that line up with that. So you line that up with that, and then you install it, and you drop this right down on top of it. I'll show you. So now that is put on those side hinges, and then this drops down and it puts pressure from that spring and holds the side discharge in place for you. Now to use the rear discharge, you use the rear discharge or the side discharge. You don't use them at the same time. You lift this up, and then there's a plug in here. You remove the plug, which is going to allow the flow of the grass out into the bag. Now if you look, you can see there is a rod right here that goes through on both sides, and that's where you're going to hook the actual bag hook on. I'll show you. So you notice it has a hook on both sides and has a nice handle to hold this. You're going to put that hook on that rod, and then gravity holds it down, and then the cover goes on top of it. And that's basically it. And then this cover is putting the pressure on this to keep it, and then this is pushing down, going flush with the lawnmower. And then you could easily grab your clippings by holding this and removing it in reverse direction by lifting this up and lifting this up, and then dumping out your grass clippings. Really easy to do. And always remember to put that plug in if you're not using that rear grass collection bag. So before I assemble it, I just wanted to show you a side view. I'm really impressed with these wheels. You can see that's an oversized large back wheel and an average size front wheel, and that means it's going to have really smooth riding qualities. Now to assemble, there is this spring-loaded locking mechanism. You want to rotate each handle, and you'll see that it has a choice of 1 or 2 or 3 in terms of the positions right there. So I'm just going to pick the first or the middle hole I'm going to start off with and push that in just like that. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. Pick the same hole. It's important that you pick the same hole for both sides. So now this is in position, and now I should be able to raise the mechanism in place. So the next thing you want to do is remove the knobs off both sides, and you have to rotate them. They'll go past the threads, and then there's this small section of threads here. Just undo that, because then the actual top handle is going to go in place right over that, and then you're going to turn that plastic nut on there and tighten each side. And that's the way it looks. Once you've done that, put it nice and tight on both sides, and you're all set. So this is a bottom view of the handle, so you can see how it's attached. And then I want to point out that there's these little retainer pieces on each side, and that's used to hold the cable. And these open up and allow you to put the cable inside of there, and then you can lock them. There's one on each side. So they actually snap in place nicely, and it becomes a really good guide for those power control cables. Now the height adjustment I just love on this lawnmower. It's usually a pain in the neck. You have to adjust the front and the back on most lawnmowers. This just has one oversized handle, and what it does is it moves the whole deck up and down for you. So it's moving the front and the back. I've never seen it so simple. I really like that. I'm going to show you where the battery goes. My battery is still charging. There's the actual connector bay right there where the battery slides in. Now there is a safety key. I marked it with some white out on there, but it goes in either direction. If you pull this out, the lawnmower will not run. So this is like a master off switch. Same thing you have on electric vehicles on my Kona, which is electric. So that's a nice feature. So when you run into the lawnmower, you have to have this pushed back in place. So the battery's been charging for about an hour. I think it's just about finished. Let's hit the test button right there. So you can see all 4 are lit. So it's basically all charged and ready to test. Now one of the things I really love about this lawnmower is other brands have multiple batteries. Some have 4 batteries. This is just one battery. So I opened up the door here and I slid it in place, and you push and it locks, and you hear a locking sound. There is a locking tab right here that you push to remove the battery. But once you hear that locking sound, you're all set. Then you got the key in there and it's ready to run. So here it is, all assembled and ready to test. Now I'm in my kitchen, but I'm going to be testing it in the yard. And I'm going to show you the operation of this. On the right hand side, there's this large button, as you can see, right there. This is the starting button, and this lever right here is the lever that you have to pull in to get it to start the motor. The drive mechanism is this back rod right here that you're going to lift when you want to go forward. Now with the battery attached, it allows me to go forward without even the motor. So it starts driving like a robot just when you hold this. But the motor isn't spinning the blade now. So to get the blade to spin, you hold this down, then you pull the bar right here. Then you can release that and it runs. As soon as you let go of that bar, it stops. But keep in mind that this drive is engaged whenever you hit that back rod right here, which allows you to go forward. That way you could move the lawnmower forward and not have the blade going if you just want to bring it back into your garage. That's actually a clever feature that they have. So here's a better view of what I was saying. This top rod right here is the one that you hold after you hold that button down right there, and that's the motor. This is the drive rod. So anytime you push this up, it will go forward just like an electric robot, independent of the motor spinning the cutting blade. Now on the left side, there is a speed control right here, and that should be the pace that you walk. So that's low, and then that's high. So it's going to go faster when you have it in the high position and slower. This is totally nice, so you have full control of the walking speed that you want. The manual states that whenever you remove this battery, you should remove the safety key first, and then push that latch down, and then remove the battery out of the device for charging. This lawnmower is so quiet. I'm 4 feet away from it, and I bet the camera still picks up my voice. It's really quite amazing. So smooth. So I cut my whole lawn. It's a little less than half an acre if you include the back and all the sides. I just love this lawnmower. It's so quiet and just so efficient. I can't believe how smooth it runs, how quiet it is. Now another thing I just loved was the speed control. I was able to adjust it because I'm wearing a boot and it's really hard to walk on the grass. I was able to get it to go really nice and slow. I could have sped it up even more, but that adjustment allowed me to cut this lawn safely. Just love it. I'm going to give this product a full 5-star rating. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to alert you new video uploads. And if you like this review, please hit the like button. Hope the information I presented here helped you with your buying decision. Thank you for watching.